what?
I understand what you're saying. No.
There it is.
Let's hear it.
Well, let's hear it.
Talk to me. Uh-oh.
Beadle and Decker, taking on sports talk like no one else. Michelle Beadle,
I'm just helping. I'm helping America one by one.
Cody Decker.
I 100% believe in revenge. Revenge is a great thing.
Back to the sports.
Back and ready for more.
Every time I tune them out, they pull me back in.
It's Beadle and Decker. Here's Michelle and Cody.
Hello, everyone. I know what you're thinking. Oh my God, is it Friday? Is it Friday? And is that a Beadle and Decker logo on your screen? You bet your ass it is. Welcome to Beadle and Decker on a very special Friday. And why are we doing a special Friday? Well, as you know, this has been guest co-host week. Let's just go through the week really quick. Monday, the pride of South Carolina and Rob Brown. Tuesday, we had Jim Rodriguez right out of Miami. Wednesday, the gambling expert that she is from Shark Bets, Jed Piacenti. And yesterday, writer, director, filmmaker, Joe Carnahan. So today, how do we one-up it? How do we do the very tippy top of the list? Well, you bring in Tanya Ray Fox, goddammit, and here she is. How you doing, Tanya?
Hi. No, I just figured out my earpiece.
Congratulations. See, everyone's been having a big problem with those earpieces.
I still don't think that I have it right.
I know. We'll get it.
I guess we'll find out.
We will find out, and this is how we're going to find out real quick, because let's go check in with Chicago Shane. What up, producer Shane?
Hi, are we having a problem with earpieces?
No, we're having. I don't know how to put them in my ears problem, but otherwise I can hear you.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I'm sorry.
No, honestly, this was user error.
Already people in the chat excited to have you. Northside 5, Tanya Fox, very excited. Let's go. And yeah, Tavia, what a game last night. Yeah, we're going to get into that. We're going to get into everything. This is going to be a football heavy show. Lots to discuss going into the weekend. Lots to discuss last night. Lots to discuss throughout the week. And of course, we're going to have a decent amount of fun along the way. Make sure you like, share, and subscribe on YouTube, Twitch, or wherever you're watching this. Not to mention the podcast. Check out the podcast. If you missed yesterday's show with Joe Carnahan, you don't want to miss it. Yeah, so let's just get right into it. Tanya, if you can, Shane is asking me if we can get the microphone slightly closer to your face.
Let's see. Can we?
Yeah, the thing moves. You don't need to move to it. This is so close. So close. Killed it.
Nailed it. I knew. I am such a professional.
All right, so let's just go ahead and get into it right out the gate. Off jump, best Thursday night football game I think I ever remember watching. I hate Thursday night football. It's always terrible and unwatchable. Last night, Tanya, was about as badass as it gets.
Yeah. So obviously you have I watch every single Thursday night football game. I watch every single football game. I must. It's part of the whole thing. I can't not know what I'm talking about. So even if I don't end up talking about the game, I got to watch it. So they're down, what was it, 15?
Mm-hmm.
They were down
17,
whatever
I
it
think,
was.
yeah.
Whatever it was, like 30 to 16. They were down 4, whatever it was, guys. It doesn't. Mm-hmm. The big thing is they were down a lot. And it's 8 minutes left, and I was like, you know what? I might even just turn it off. Like, I don't even really care. Like, I'm going to put something else on, and then the comeback begins. And it obviously started out with that return. And this has been happening all season. There's more games like this season than I can remember.
Especially against the Giants.
This was supposed to be a trash game, and or it was about to be it was supposed to be an amazing game. Looks like it's bad. Big comeback. Mm-hmm. I have a big comeback theory happening in my head. I don't know if it's time to share it, but there's a thing that's happening in the league with these big comebacks, and I think part of it is that there is no one's great. Mm-hmm. So no one's scared.
Yeah.
There's a mental edge to these teams. No one's terrified of anybody anymore.
So I'm glad you actually say that. We talked about it earlier in the week, and it's going into the playoffs with the Chiefs' kingdom finally coming down and crumbling the way it has. There's no real villain going into this playoff. So you're right. The big bad wolf has already been slayed. Who is the big bad wolf now?
And these are division games too. Mm-hmm. So that's the other thing is when you have division, when you finally have a division playoff, or not playoff game, but primetime game, those tend to be really good, especially between two good teams because they know each other. And also the rules go out the window for how good each team is. Mm-hmm. So you can see during Dynasty, when the Chiefs were really good, they'd still lose a random crap game to the Chargers or another bad team in their division.
Well, you used to do, and I didn't know this about you. You used to do a bunch of stats for NFL Network,
yes.
right? So I think you'll like this stat, and it comes down to a ridiculous stat for the Seahawks.
Yeah.
I looked this up this morning, and it turns out it was real. If the Seahawks are down by over 15 points in the fourth quarter, they, going into yesterday's game, were 0-149.
Yeah.
They are now 1-149 after that batshit ending of the game.
But to be fair, most teams are not good in those circumstances in the fourth quarter.
That's what I was going to say. Is there a number for who is not 0 for 149?
I mean,
down
it's
14?
15 points. I don't know. I decided not to do it. I just thought that stat sounded really good and made me sound smart. So thanks for calling me out, Shane.
No, I liked the stat. They did say it on the broadcast last night, to be fair. But it's changed also with the amount of going for it on fourth down and all that stuff. Like, these comebacks are being they're being helped by the fact that analytics have now worked their way into, like, let's take a chance at this kind of stuff. Nobody was going for those types of 2-point conversions regularly 12 years ago.
Oh, even so much so that last night was the first ever game that was won on a 2-point conversion in overtime.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, because the rule changed the last couple of years, you've never really needed to. It was always, whoever scored first type of game.
Right.
But I listen, it was an unbelievable game, but not without its controversy, because holy shit. Listen, we talked about Puka Nacua yesterday. Puka's not having a good week. Puka is really not having a good week. Unless you're talking about his stats on the field. He had a fucking monster game yesterday.
Very good at football.
Yes.
And you can't say enough about how good Puka is at football.
So good at football, but it turns out making friends pretty bad at it. So the issue here is not just what happened with Puka yesterday. We got into it, and listen, I've met Puka. I'm not going to sit here and pretend that kid is splitting the atom anytime soon. So let's be real clear. I think he got sold a bad bill of goods, and someone needs to protect him in his private life a little bit. That being said, post-game, Puka threw out a tweet, but before we get to the tweet, let's just talk about what the tweet is about.
Okay.
Because there was a 2-point conversion play. They were up by 2 points. 2-point conversion play, goes for a screen pass, Sam Darnold. Ball gets batted down roughly 5 feet away from the Sam Darnold pass. Hits the ground. I thought there was a whistle. Everyone marks kind of the play dead.
Yeah.
No one really goes after the ball because it looks clearly like it's a batted down pass. No one's showing any urgency. A player on the Seahawks casually goes and picks up the ball because he was being a nice, polite boy to hand the ball to the referee.
He's like, I'm near the ball. I might as well pick it up.
Here you go. Rock, do you have a video or a photo of said pass by that you could throw up on the screen for us? Because there it is. Now, if you look at the line and the way it's being done and where that pass is getting batted down, it looks like a screen pass that's batted down. But if you were to be technical by the letter of the law and the rule, technically, it was a backward pass. Thus, that ball is not an incomplete pass. It is a fumble. So, conversion made because that polite guy that wanted to pick up the ball and hand it off to the referee. Well, that's a complete... And now I will freely admit that as I was watching this, I thought this was some bullshit. I thought this was semantic laid bull. I got no dog in this race. I like the Rams. I even like the Seahawks, and I understand the letter of the law. But holy shit, dude, that was tough. That's a tough pill for even me to swallow.
Really? So I am a huge fan of these moments. I'm a huge fan of this obscure thing just happened. We're officiating it. I agree with you. I don't like the whistle. I don't like the fact that the whistle might have been called dead prior to that. But let's just take that out of it. Let's just take it out of the equation. Just talk about the play itself. Backwards pass, and they the officials going over it the way that they did. They very clearly, and I think Terry McCauley in the booth also said that is the way it's supposed to be.
And by the way, they were bringing it up before I think even the refs even realized.
Yeah, right. So the fact that we got to see this obscure thing happen, play out in front of us, that it had these huge game stakes, great. This is entertainment at the end of the day. It is within the rules. I'm entertained. I think back to, so every time this happens, where it's like, we got screwed on a game. This call was bad. What happens is you kind of look at how it plays out afterwards. So the Seahawks are now in a long line of teams who've been granted these opportunities, and we're going to look at them and we're going to see how they move forward in the playoffs. Are they actually a team that was worth the opportunity to get this insane call? But we hold on to these, and I know you know this as a Raiders fan.
Oh, yeah, I know this is a Raiders fan, and you're a Pats fan,
the
and
Tuck
you've
rule,
lived a very
right?
charmed life off of my misery.
And that's the thing is what happened is the Tuck rule happened. Everybody was mad. Totally get it.
Still am.
Chuck Woods instilled to this day. Can't let it go. There's a whole. Have you seen the 30 for 30?
Yes, I've seen it, and
the
Tom
two of
even
them,
kind
like-
of admits.
Yeah,
That's a fumble.
It's insane. It's insane how much they will still argue it. But what happened? So they go to win the Super Bowl. All right. Well, then they win another Super Bowl, and then they win another Super Bowl, and then 20 years later, it's the craziest dynasty we've ever seen.
Yes.
Did the Tuck rule cause a dynasty? Maybe, but at the end of the
it
day, the
sparked- it
Tuck
was a
rule was
spark.
long gone.
It was a spark.
Yeah, and the Rams themselves, by the way, were the beneficiaries of a truly insane non-call pass interference on Nicole Roby-Coleman against the Saints in 2018 in the NFC Championship
Oh, I
game.
remember.
That was, to me, a far worse ref situation. It was just like such an insanely missed call, like bad. And even at the time, I said, okay, well, what happened? The Saints win the coin toss in overtime. Drew Brees goes 3 and out. You lost the game. Things are going to happen. There were still 6 minutes left in the game last night. Go do something. Matt Stafford couldn't complete a pass. His downfield stuff looked bad. It was off target. He was out of rhythm. You lost the game. So, these opportunities are where you get to see what these teams are made of, because there's going to be a bad call in every single game, or there's going to be a weird call, or there's going to be a rule that, changes things. And the Tuck rule specifically was tough because of what time it happened in the game, right? But
By the way,
We
now,
put up, Cody, didn't we put up MVP odds yesterday? Drake May was plus money at plus 260
I think it was
something
plus
like that.
350, and it was like minus 270 for what's wrong with me?
For Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford.
So
I kept trying to say
if you
Stafford.
got Drake May yesterday, even at plus 360, the highest that it's going to be, you're making money.
I mean,
I know there are 3 weeks left, but Matthew Stafford lost the MVP last night.
you think so?
I actually agree.
Really?
I completely agree.
Yeah.
Is a little bit of
Yeah.
that your Pats had? I mean, it's not
No,
like
because
Stafford had a bad game.
I don't actually think it's Drake either.
Who do you think it is?
I think this year it should be for me currently where you're at. Both Drake and Matthew Stafford played their way out of it by losing divisional games against their biggest rivals in the biggest moments in these games. Obviously, the Rams were on the road, Patriots were at home. Both meltdowns in different ways. For me, I think this is the year, and it's not going to happen, but I'm just telling you what I want to happen, that they give it to a defensive player.
Really? I would love to see that.
Yeah. And the problem is the best defensive player in the league by a mile is Myles Garrett on the Browns.
You're not giving him
and
the
you're
MVP.
not giving, but take your choice, right? I wouldn't even be mad if they gave it to Micah Parsons. I wouldn't be there's the way the Packers looked after losing Micah Parsons. They looked like a different team, different defense, when you no longer have to account for these guys. And I don't think there's a single quarterback in the league right now who, you watch Matthew Stafford, he's incredible. To have an old school pocket passer who can still do what he's doing when
amazing.
all these defenses can cover really mobile guys. Josh Allen's basically a running back.
Yes, he is.
And for him to be able to do what he's doing is incredible. Drake May, great season. But Drake May's kind of in the same situation that Lamar Jackson was in 2019. They started their rookie season, and then he pops off in 2019, and he gets a unanimous MVP. But you could tell that Lamar Jackson was the whole offense. Drake May is incredible. We act like Josh McDaniels doesn't exist. That offense is schemed to hell.
Josh McDaniels is so good at one job and one job only, and it's being the OC of the Patriots. I don't know why he's so incredible at that and so shit at everything else he's
I think
done.
you could probably make him an OC anywhere, honestly, because he's worked with so many quarterbacks at this point, but he just keeps going back to the Patriots, which is fine by me.
By the
But,
way, I just want to point this out because there's a conversation going on in the chat right now
naturally.
about the play specifically last night. And this is the only thing I want to push back. Tavio says, live ball, always play it like it's a fumble. And somebody responds, Scott in PA says, damn right, Tavio, Seahawks did the right thing just in case. Did they? He picked it up innocuously. He didn't jump on it like he was like, I know what I did. He picked it up and said, here you go, sir.
I'm not convinced that
They had
knew
no
what he
idea,
was
right?
doing. I really don't. I'm fine with it being lucky. Again, there's so much luck that goes into this, but I don't. And also, live ball, debatable, because I don't. Was it?
Well,
Where was that whistle?
I know
still
one
haven't-
guy who didn't agree with it. Well, I actually know two guys. But let's start with the head coach of the team,
Yeah.
Sean
Oh my
McVay,
God.
because he had some comments after the game. Rocky, got those
Emotional.
comments by a chance? My man. Let's see it.
I've never quite seen anything like what happened on the 2-point conversion where you're lined up to kickoff. Then they say it's a fumble because they had the clear and obvious recovery. Now you tack it on, you make it a 30-30 game. Very interesting. Didn't get a clear explanation of everything that went on just because of some of the timing of it. They were trying to be able to do that, but that's the thing that I've said. I've never seen anything or never been a part of anything like that, and I've grown up around this game. I'm not making excuses. We don't do that. I don't believe in that. It doesn't move us forward, but we do want clarity and an understanding of the things that we can do to minimize that when we rejected the 2-point conversion.
Yeah. By the way, Patrick Bateman, I really think has a good point.
Yeah. Okay. Wow.
What?
I think that's aggressive.
That's aggressive. Come on, that guy's got American Psycho written all
You
over him.
really think?
Oh my God, have you seen that man's eyes? I'm just waiting for him to be like Huey Lewis in the News. After Huey Lewis in the News, it was all about this. It was all about that. I love me some 80s music.
No, he was giving that energy because he's trying very hard to be not the guy that was going to complain about the refs. Like,
Yeah,
he
but he
was
still
I mean,
was.
I'm not complaining about the refs, but I am going to tell you that I actually absolutely hate what happened here and I don't agree with it. He was really struggling to like compose himself because there was another clip where he was like, sorry guys, like he was like yelling at a reporter
Yes.
and he was like, clearly I'm emotional. The problem with his reaction is that like this is the same stuff we deal with Dan Campbell. Mm-hmm. But Dan Campbell is an actual players coach.
Yes.
Like Dan Campbell holds his players wildly
And Dan
accountable.
usually has a tear in his eye when he's giving
and
these.
he has. It's like you can't in the same breath be like we're Puka's a young guy and we're taking care of him and we're blah blah and we got to give him grace and then also be so mad. At the end of the day, you got to get your locker room feeling okay with how that game ended, and you going to the podium and questioning how it ended and letting them off the hook for what happened for the next 6 minutes of
You're
the
right.
game is a problem. And I think Sean McVay is. I love Josh McDaniels.
I don't.
And I just love him.
I don't at all.
And I think Sean McVay is like a top 3 coach in the NFL every single year.
I
I love Sean McVay. I think he has an incredible team built for him every year, and he does everything he's supposed to do with it. And also, there is this problem with these younger coaches where there's this entitlement to answers about the call and blah, blah, blah. If that had happened in the final 30 seconds of the game, I'm with you.
Okay.
I'm with you.
That's fair because they did have a chance. They got the ball back. They didn't do shit with it.
And now you're telling your team that they're aggrieved. And I don't think a locker room needs those moments. Like, maybe it's an old school thing, and we're the same age. You were an athlete, but I do
Technically.
think that there were. But like,
He was a baseball player, and not even a good one.
you played a game for money, so similar.
Not a lot of it.
Okay, you're nobody.
Thank you.
Cody, you were a professional athlete for multiple years. Just give up the bit. You were good enough to be in the major leagues.
Bro, it's a fucking great bit.
I'm over here like, you know what? Never mind. No one cares about your career. I'll ride with that. But at the end of the day, I think, and being around athletes and in locker rooms and everything else, that it is so much better to go back in there and be like, tough call. We didn't then take advantage of the opportunities that we were given. End of story. And it's just like he was just playing this game at the podium and he's frustrated. The one thing I will say is I like when coaches care.
Yeah, and he does.
I just think you need to care quietly away from the microphones. He's too veteran. He's too seasoned. You've coached in a Super Bowl before. You know what this is going to take. Like, sorry, you're not. It seemed like the 1 seed was too important to him. Don't obsess over the 1 seed. Don't do that. It's not going to get you anywhere.
Don't you think they kind of have to right now just because of the situation that they're in? And when I say the situation that they're in the NFC West. They got 3 teams that are just bunched up together. You got the Seahawks, and the Niners who somehow with 10 wins are under the radar.
Yeah.
I mean, there's no guarantee that they're in the playoffs as of right now.
Well, I mean, listen, if you can't stay ahead of the Niners in the standings who are that hurt.
And no Ayuk and drama
yeah.
falling in them all over the place.
Then again, you've got bigger fish to fry. And then you've got a bigger problem because you have the better roster, the better record, a healthier roster. Like, you don't, I mean, made it a game without your second best wide receiver. You're fine.
By the way, Daddy Hacks Pod is nailing it. He said, "You were shit, Cody. You peaked in Little League." I agree.
He was watching you in Little League?
Well,
What's his deal?
there were scouts in the stands back then. I was 12.
Okay.
You mentioned how McVay needs to handle that press conference in a certain way. I do agree with you on this wholeheartedly. It does seem like McVay's kind of speaking out of both sides of his mouth, which I understand. He is a young guy. He's a fiery cat, and that's just kind of the way he is, because he did give that kind of not necessarily harsh response, but, kind of playing both sides of it. But then the news where he finds out in real time about a tweet from Puka Nacua, and can we throw that wonderful tweet up from Puka, who, again, I want to say, having a great week. Can you say I was wrong? Appreciate you, Stripes, for your contribution, LOL. And he is, of course, referring to earlier in the week when he accused the referees of making bad calls on purpose. Followed that with all the Aiden Ross shit. Also gets released that McVay was already mad at Puka for trying to get Aiden Ross onto the facility, the Rams facility, which was a no-go. Holy shit, Puka Nacua is having a really bad week, and it left his head coach having to answer that question on the podium. Puka immediately deleted it, but what kind of assistant he needs like a fucking Alfred Pennyworth at this point to protect him.
I mean, they're in a really tough spot. Like, there used to be a time where you could kind of reasonably keep your guys away from social media and whatever else. And now that these guys are younger and they've grown up on social media and they've grown up doing this stuff, it's kind of a big ass. It's like taking like your teenager's phone away. Like, it's just not going to happen. But there is, again, a part of this, it's like McVay, it feels like he's not really understanding what he's dealing with Puka. He's an incredible athlete that is a game changer for your organization.
Big time, because on the field,
he's one of the best wide receivers in the NFL. He's incredible. You actually do genuinely have to put resources and focus and time and energy into building a locker room culture that is going to assist him somewhat in, like, Puka's not with the program. I'm going to put it as nicely as possible.
He's dumb. I'll do it. He's dumb. He's not the brightest guy, and that's okay.
Dumb is an understatement. I mean, like, we're dealing with somebody.
He's not there yet, but this is like Chad Johnson, Antonio Brown shit.
It's honestly,
like, just shut the fuck up and play football.
I hate to say that phrase, but kinda, yeah. I mean,
it is a sort of, but the thing is, with Chad Johnson, he was a yapper. Like, what he was doing was intentional. He was intentionally being a yapper, and like there was like ego and like a style to what he was doing that happened to be distracting. Puka's not even trying to do that. Like, this isn't even an intentional thing. And as good as Puka is, he's not Antonio Brown yet. So like to me, Antonio Brown's the best wide receiver of the last 15 years as far as like top to bottom resume. Okay, right now you've had a great couple of years. You're one of the best receivers in the NFL, and like I hate to be that person, but you never win by letting your players be who they are publicly. Like, let Puka be Puka. Like that it never works.
It's
letting a bunch of guys become who they are and just embrace their brands and embrace their energy and whatever else. You're talking about a 54-person roster. It's not going to work. It's always going to end up biting you in the ass. And he is clearly distracted. Did it ruin the game against the Seahawks? No. At some point, these are the moments where a miscommunication happens or an issue happens, and it will affect you. I know I sound old school. I'm just telling you exactly what will happen. There will be a moment.
I completely agree with you.
Cody, isn't that exactly what Jen Piacenti was talking about?
Exactly what she was talking about on Wednesday. I was going to ask you about that because we were talking with Jen Piacenti on Wednesday, and her big thing was she thinks every current athlete needs to get rid of the podcast. No current athlete should currently have a podcast. Where do you stand on that? Because I actually agree with that. Yeah,
I agree with it too. I think that there are some players who just by nature can handle it.
Yes.
But
a Mookie Betts is doing it's not very often that he does one, and they seem to do well. And he seems like the type of cat that can handle it in a certain way.
Yeah, 100%. And even Travis Kelce, I don't think Travis Kelce has an issue doing the podcast and playing football. But again, we're talking about first ballot Hall of Fame talent here who also just happen to be good on camera, right? And like Travis Kelce got the podcast after he was already a star. He was already,
he's already a Hall
Mookie Betts
of
has already
Famer.
won MVPs. And so they know exactly what they needed to do to win, when to lock in, whatever else. And just naturally charismatic people who can balance that stuff. But I completely agree that I think it's actually worse in the NBA than it is in the NFL.
Oh, I agree. Draymond Green
Yeah.
doing an emergency podcast after he gets ejected from a game
insane.
is madness.
It's
to me.
insane. And the NBA has all of its own issues.
Yes.
But like, God, and I also don't want to hear from NFL players in the middle of the NFL season what they think about the NFL. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Sorry. Like, I want to hear from former players. I want to hear from the guys that, like, the guys who are on TV, the guys who are on their podcast who are former players, whatever else. But why would I care what Micah Parsons thinks about what's going on in the NFC North right now? What do you mean? You have zero objectivity in any way, shape, or form. Do you know more about football?
No question.
Absolutely. Not going to argue there. But there is a part of like media that actually isn't just playing the game. Otherwise, we wouldn't have it.
Listen, I played with so many people in my professional career. The majority of them are incapable of talking about it. The majority of them are incapable of teaching it. And it's not because they don't know the game or know how to play the game. They absolutely do. There's a communication factor that they simply do not possess. It's like, I remember the worst hitting coach I ever had, I'm not going to say his name, was probably the
Say his
best.
name. Tell us who sucked.
Well, he didn't suck as a guy. I loved the guy. I'll just tell you, it was Jock Jones. Jock Jones was, what is he going to fucking do? What, is he gonna stop me from getting a job somewhere? I'm already unemployed.
He was a bad hitting coach.
He was not. He was maybe the worst hitting coach I ever had, and it was not because Jock did not know how to. Jock knows more about hitting than probably that entire team combined. But when I would get in the cage with him, and guys would get in the cage with him, the communication just wasn't working for a few of us because it was more. He would just grab that. No, I want you to do this. I'm like, what the fuck did you just do?
Yeah.
Like you got to tell it me.
You're too many levels ahead, dude.
Yeah.
And that's the Tom Brady issue. Like, do we think that anybody knows more about the
No.
quarterback position than Tom Brady or football, quite honestly?
Probably not.
I really don't think so. I think comprehensively, there's not a former player that knows more. And also, Alex Smith is much better at talking about the game.
Completely. And by the way, Cubs legend, Jock Jones. Yes, he was Jock Jones was unbelievable. He just was not a good hitting coach for me.
Yeah.
That's all.
And Tom Brady's not great at talking about quarterback.
And he's terrible at owning my team.
He's talking about Caleb Williams, and he's like, it's really important when you get to big games that the completion percentage is higher. And like, you're down 28-3, that completion percentage, it's like Thomas Edward Patrick Brady. I promise you, nobody else is coming back 28-3. He's acting like that's like something people are going to experience. They're going to be like, when I was, it's like, dude, this is not, you're trying to apply a level of like adeptness. First of all, you were way into your goddamn career by then. And also like in those moments, Tom Brady was locked in a way that was very specific to how he played the quarterback position. His completion percentage was never even the best part of his game.
Ever.
So, like, why are you getting on TV? Because he can't think outside of what he's capable of doing mentally where he's at. It's just like, that's not helpful to us. We're watching a different kind of cat with Caleb Williams. He's a different kind of player. And who you should be comparing him to is Aaron Rodgers, not yourself.
And
the completion percentage thing is just hot right now. Like, that's the hot number. Some stat went out that it's like, something like 61% is the minimum for you to be able to sustain in the playoffs, and Caleb's at what, like 53 or something like that.
But if that's
it
the case,
doesn't
then
fucking
Tua
matter.
is a fucking Hall of Famer if that's the case.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
It's just not the same
Like
thing.
Tanya's saying, it doesn't fucking matter.
Yeah. There's this, and it's so funny to me because the arm and the play, like, Nobody in their age range right now has a better arm than Caleb Williams. His placement on some of those throws is insane, right?
Some of those needles he's threading are incredible.
His mobility and the runaround and whatever, he can move like he's Kyler Murray, but he actually completes passes, and he's bigger. And so he's got all of these parts of his game, and we're talking about completion percentage as if that helped Aaron Rodgers. Like, at the end of the day, that dude only played in one Super Bowl because every time they got to a big game, he was afraid to make the throws that Caleb Williams makes. He was afraid to make them. He wouldn't make them. He was not going to throw the pick. You will not win big games if you are afraid to make those mistakes. And you know who knew that? Tom Brady, Peyton Manning. The dudes who are now like, well, you do have to kind of make sure of the accuracy. you didn't care about that in those big moments either.
No,
you
weren't you
knew
all
exactly what you had to do.
gunslingers? You trying to call yourselves and shit?
Yeah.
By the way, I really love this from Daddy Hacks. Cheating was the best part of Brady's game. I agree. I totally agree with that. Hey, Rock. Let's rock.
Oh, I'm excited.
No sound again, Rock?
Wow.
You ruined it again, Rock. The show must stop now because Rocky ruined the show.
Okay.
Unbelievable.
There's
All right.
What's going on back here? All right, let's get into these questions. This is the part of the show where we kind of take a left turn. But since Tanya's in here and your thing is sports, I kind of mix some ones in here that I think you'll like. So here we go.
Thoughtful job.
Let's start with this. Should the USFL come back?
Here's the deal. It is technically back because they brought the USFL back 2 years ago, and then they merged with the XFL, and now we have the UFL. But to answer your question, no. The USFL shouldn't come back. The XFL shouldn't come back. The UFL should be gone along with the dodo, and that should be that. The NFL is all we need. Off-season football is unwatchable. I'm only basing this on the nobody in the fans, except for in St. Louis, because somehow those St. Louis fans do show up for those games, which just tells me
They have nothing else going on.
They have nothing else going on, and maybe give them an NFL team again.
St. Louis Battlehawks, baby. We love the St. Louis Battlehawks in this house.
See, that's the thing is my dad's a huge fan of the USFL.
Really?
Yeah.
Like of the old USFL?
Of the
Not the current one.
old USFL.
The OG
He just
one.
bought a
That's
bunch
a
of
different
old
story,
deals.
Yeah, you're talking about the one where Trump tried to ruin the world, right?
No.
Yeah.
Yeah, the
the
you
old
tried to
deal.
buy a
Talking
team.
Google it, Rock. You're going to learn some shit about our
because I was
president.
Rocky,
watching the
you're way
XFL.
too young to understand remember
Yes.
when Donald Trump tried to ruin the USFL.
Yeah.
Okay, well, this is also, I guess, kind of a preview of my shiggle, which now there's this whole other subject and all this history and shit I have to learn about.
Yep.
So that I guess just plays into that. All right, moving on. Let's
Wait, but
do-
before you move on, Rock,
Yes.
can I offer an addendum to that question?
Sure.
So we're going to see flag football in the Olympics, right?
Yes.
I would
God,
love
I
to
didn't
see
know
flag football or 7-on-7 as a more professional thing. That would be fun.
Yeah, kind of like a big three. Like let's change it up.
Exactly.
I agree because we have college football. It's like we already have another like
Pro
professional league.
Yeah.
And it's better
Yeah.
than anything you're going to roll out. But if you start giving us a little bit of a gimmick, a little something, now we can get some new names in there. We can see some maybe older players come back and play 7-on-7. I'd be down.
Okay.
You are not wrong about the gimmick aspect of it. Like I look at it this way: if they can make flag football like the and one of football type of thing, like certain type of catches that you could never make in the NFL because you're getting ready to basically get trounced by a guy who's coming at you full speed. I think can you imagine the type of sweet and one catches you can get in a flag football?
And like Larry Fitzgerald could still play.
Yes.
We could have Fitz back. We got a lot of legends back.
Fitzmagic. I want more Fitzmagic. Give it that to me.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm in. Good call. Rock, what do you got?
Okay, moving on. This is a question I've asked every co-host this week. What's a special interest you have that may surprise people?
Oh, interesting. So I actually just kind of hit on this yesterday in my content because people are always surprised that I'm like really into professional wrestling. Like I got really into WWE like right at the beginning of 2020. And I'm now reckoning with the fact that it's awful
It is.
and they're awful.
They are.
And Triple H has gone full like just megomaniacal, like well, I don't know what he's doing with bookings. It's so bad. The Cena run is done and I think it's going down the tank, but I am now going to switch to AEW because I don't want to give up pro wrestling. I like my whole life it was because I'm like just supremely millennial. So growing up in the early like late 90s, early 2000s,
Wrestling
it
was the shit.
So big. It's when it
NWO,
blew
DX,
up. And
Stone
so
Cold.
like everybody was doing the suck it. And I was like, and I knew what it was, and everybody, and like then we got Stone Cold, and we got The Rock, and then we got John Cena. And these were like huge superstars. And so then when I started watching it and actually got to actually love wrestling, and it wasn't just the names that I knew, I love it so much, and it's being ruined in WWE. So my new thing is now I have to give AEW a shot.
Well, I worked for both companies, and I think they're both worthless.
Okay.
Well, I'm not working for them.
Yeah.
I'm watching them.
Yeah.
Okay.
worthless. Rock, what do you got?
Well, a little thing on the end of that is I went down a little rabbit hole last night, and I found the wrestler Santino Marella.
Santino is a very entertaining cat,
He is
man.
a gem. I
Very
love
entertaining
him.
cat.
It's a little rabbit
The
hole.
Cobra thing he used to do
It's
is
the dumbest
very
thing I've
fucking
ever
funny.
seen, and I love it so much. Okay, moving on. Favorite sports controversy.
Favorite sports controversy. Well, I'm going to throw the Tuck rule out because it's not my favorite. It's my least favorite.
It's your least favorite. It's not even my favorite.
You know what? Rock doesn't know about this. I mentioned it to him earlier today.
Okay.
And the reason why it's on my mind is because I talked about it earlier. I'm gonna tell you my second favorite because I look forward to Rock doing a deep dive in this. Because earlier this week we were talking about who we're going to root against, who's the villain. I said, "Oh, it's the Denver Broncos. We're going to root against that head coach. Don't you worry. We're going to root against them." Rock doesn't know why we're rooting against him. Sean Payton is the worst because of Bountygate. Rocky, I can't wait for you to look up Bountygate. You're going to hate this cat. And here's the thing. I do think Sean Payton has gotten punished enough. He got suspended a year, and worst, Kevin James played him in a film
Horrifying.
about it. So that guy's worn it. So
Take it easy on Kevin James. Take it easy. Take it easy.
American
King
icon,
of Queens
Kevin
is one of the
James.
best sitcoms of all time.
I didn't say King of Queens
For
wasn't
sure, his
great,
acting.
but do you want Kevin James playing you in a biopic?
There's
He's
worse.
hysterical, yes.
And
Yes.
I will say,
I would take Kevin
the
James.
stories about Kevin James are horrendous.
Really?
About him just being an asshole to people
Oh,
who
really?
just
Well,
want to say,
Sean
hey,
Payton
or-
is
and
one
all
too.
Oh, I
that.
hate
so
that.
perfect.
People say
God
he's
damn
one
it,
of the
Rocky.
worst- I'm so sorry,
Okay,
Shane. I
Buzzkill.
just had to shatter that
Jesus.
bubble. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you know what? Fuck Kevin James.
God, I'm never going to be able to watch Grown Ups the same again.
Oh my god.
I'm never going to be able to watch Grown Ups 3 the same way again. Rock, thanks.
Oh yeah, that's a real bummer. I'm sure.
I'm just happy that I'm in a Sean Payton hating space.
Oh, you
This
are
is huge news.
You're in a safe space.
No, I not only do I hate him for other things other than Bountygate. 7-9, 3 seasons in a row with Drew Brees and a goddamn dome. You went 7-9, 3 seasons in a row, and we act like you're an offensive genius? Absolutely not. Wildly overrated coach on top of the fact that he got away with that scandal. I mean, he got out of it. It's fine, whatever. But no.
Yeah, I definitely have some reading to do when it comes to Bountygate because just Cody, what you were telling me before the show, I was like, why didn't criminal charges get fucking put against him? That's crazy. I mean, that's insane.
They let Craig
offering,
Williams
like,
come back into the league.
They did. They
That's
did.
crazy.
There's some great ones in here. Let's see. George Brett Pine Tar Bat home run is a great one. Absolutely love that. But I'll freely admit, my actual favorite, dude, unquestionably, Malice in the Palace.
Malice in the Palace is elite.
You can't beat Malice in the Palace. Like a full-on fucking brawl, dude. It's elite.
No, I don't, especially for modern. It's like, what do we have to go to like the Black Sox in the early 1900s? I don't care. I don't care about anything that happened before like 1960.
I get that. That makes sense. Yeah. What else you got, Rock?
Here's another one. I'm actually kind of curious of Tanya's answer. If you could be at any championship game or playoff game, any sport throughout time, if you need to time travel, you can. Where would you go? Or just a game that meant a lot, you wish you could be there. It doesn't even have to be championship or playoff.
So I don't like going to games, which is hilarious. Like do not send me to a goddamn football game.
Thank you, Rock. Are you learning? Correct take.
No.
Correct take.
It's not, but
Correct.
I hear you.
If I am in a press box, I will be okay.
Maybe.
But if you put me in a luxury box, I won't say no. But otherwise, I just don't care to go to it. It's absolutely, without a doubt, the most Boston thing I could possibly say. But I'd want to be at the Stanley Cup Game 7 in 2011 when the Bruins beat the Canucks.
Such a Boston girl.
I know.
Such a Boston
It was
girl.
because hockey games are the funnest for me to go to.
They are
as
fun.
a fan. Like I think that I have the most fun at hockey, and Bruins fans are the best fan base in terms of just like you can actually go and have fun at the games and not be like screamed at, and winning a Stanley Cup
Pretty sweet.
takes a lot of work. You have to play so many games.
You do. You do.
And one of the greatest goaltending performances in the history of the NHL playoffs. So that's you can look that one up too, Rocky.
Hell yeah.
Tim Thomas, not a great guy, excellent goaltending season though.
Yeah, Rock. If you're looking for good guys in sports, it's best not to
Don't
look
look
at
at
sports.
Boston.
Yeah, don't look at sports.
Yeah.
Tanya, are you from Boston or are you from just outside? I'm trying to pick up your dialect. Don't tell me if you're from outside. I kind of pride myself on dialects.
So what do you want me to tell you?
Are you not from Boston?
I'm not from the city of Boston.
Are
I
you
am
from
from-
Weymouth?
Are you from Gloucester?
Well, that's wild. I am
you
not
from
from Weymouth,
Dorchester?
but both my parents are from Weymouth.
Wow.
Okay, all right. I've got some friends from Weymouth, and you have the identical
Shane.
dialect.
That's actually the most insane thing that's ever happened to
wow.
me.
I doubted you, Shane.
I was like,
down.
yeah, there's no way, because everybody always tells me I don't have an accent, right? So I'm like, he's not going.
Yeah, no, you've got Weymouth.
I am freaked out.
Wow.
That was incredible.
Shane,
sorry.
I feel like you just
I'm
no,
fucking blown away.
I feel like you just did a magic trick.
You know, Shane, what about you?
no.
Are you from Algonquin? Where are you from? Where are you from in
He's
Chicago?
like, are these your cards? And I'm like, what the heck? Holy shit, that was incredible.
Yeah, I
I'm
picked
gonna
that
need
up.
more of
Yeah,
that.
Fucking witch?
Yeah, go get a scorpion bowl in Weymouth.
Oh, a scorpion bowl. That was my shit in college.
By the way, it's in the chat. Shane,
All right,
that's
continue.
some savant shit.
Yeah, continue.
By the way, to answer your question, Rock, I'm going to take a different approach to your question, if you don't mind.
Go for it.
The game I want to go to, I want a time machine for a different reason. I want a time machine to grab me at 10 years old, to take him to Game 7 of this last year's World Series.
Oh, that's
because
good
10-year-old me was the biggest Dodger fan on planet Earth.
Wow, you can't even be a kid in your head right now.
Because I don't give a shit about the Dodgers. I don't want. I played for everyone in the National League West except the Dodgers.
Wow.
No whimsy. No adult whimsy.
I root for the Padres now.
You have no adult whimsy.
I have plenty of adult whimsy. I mean, how whimsical is it that I go and pick up a nice 10-year-old version of myself to give him the highlight of his young life? Come to 2025 to Canada and watch Game 7 of maybe the greatest baseball game ever played.
It's really sad that you can't go back to your childhood and experience actual titles.
That is so fucked. That is such a...
Hey, Rock, don't clip Cody saying he's going to go pick up a nice 10-year-old.
Okay,
Don't
yes,
clip
will
that.
not.
It's
I will
me!
Not. I will not.
I'm picking
I got
up
it.
myself. This is a hostile
Even
work environment
weirder.
today, and I don't like it. I don't like it. You know what? Fuck Friday shows. We're never doing a Friday show again.
Oh my God, we're off the rails.
Rock, what else you got?
Okay, moving on. I got two more. This is a hard left turn. Favorite kids movie?
Ooh. Favorite kids movie?
Like of all time.
That maybe a 10-year-old would watch,
Hey,
Cody.
there it is. Shane's got the segue. There it is.
What was 10-year-old Cody's favorite movie? You could bring him. What's a movie right now that you would love for him to be able to see?
It's the
great
same
one.
movie that I would watch right now. I'd probably start with The Princess Bride because it's fucking elite. But if we're going straight kids movie,
I mean, my favorite, like that I can actually rewatch since I was a kid as an adult and still enjoy, is The Sandlot.
see, I'm going the similar route as that, but it's not The Sandlot.
Okay.
Because in the 90s, we were spoiled with good sports
Yeah, we
kids
really were.
movies.
Yeah.
Mighty Ducks are on the list.
Mighty
Mighty Ducks
Ducks.
2, which is a better movie, as we've discussed.
Iceland?
Again,
that
we
Iceland?
talked about this earlier this week. Why didn't they just call them Germany? Like
don't know.
you know what they were doing.
But I did kind of like the idea that Iceland was a thing because I didn't know about it as a kid. I
Exactly,
was like,
and we still don't
wow.
know. Like, God, they're so evil in Iceland, apparently. No, I'm gonna go with a very surprising pick because all the baseball movies we had and all the the sports movies we had. I honestly think of the '90s, the best kids baseball movie was Little Big League.
Little Big League was awesome.
Billy Haywood owning the Twins and then making himself the manager. Mickey Scales played by a young Tony Todd, Santa Monica native, and that is a fun movie to me. So my favorite kids movie is Little Big League.
Also, shout out to the absolutely stacked cast of
Stacked.
Angels in the Outfield.
Oh man, a lot of Oscar winners on that team.
Every time
Adrian
I see it
Brody?
pop up, I'm like, what is this cast? So like, I like to revisit that purely to be like, holy shit.
Matthew McConaughey is just in center
Yeah.
field. Oh, what a team! What a team! What else you got, Rob?
I actually have one more because I realized that the other one is a repeat. But
Wow.
this is actually one that I was asking everyone else, and I'd love to know Tanya's answer to it. Favorite fictional character of all time. Can be from anything.
Oh my god.
Yeah, sorry, that's kind
Good
of
luck.
Oh,
That's kind of big.
I'm gonna have to like so what's gonna happen is I'm just gonna have to go off of what comes into my head like the fastest,
Love
right?
it. Go for it.
And I think it's gonna have to be. So my favorite show of all time,
Okay.
TV show of all time, is Lost.
Okay.
Was a big Lost guy. It is what it is.
I was too. No.
It is what it is.
I'm a Lost defender, even to this day.
Big Lost guy. And so my favorite character from Lost would have to be the person who's my favorite of all time, and that is John Locke.
Interesting. He would not have been my pick.
Yeah,
pick.
I
He would
love
not have
John
been
Locke.
my pick. My pick would have been, and I'm trying to forget to remember his name. Please forgive me, but he was Penny's boyfriend, not Penny's boat.
Oh yeah.
He was on the island already.
D name.
Yes. Oh, he was my favorite.
Why is this? Oh no, he's also got a name of a philosopher. He's got a philosopher's name as well.
Well, the philosophy guy. Liked him a lot. Big Lost fan, clearly.
Oh my gosh, he's like, how is it? I've watched this show through 15 times.
Oh, some great ones over here. The Dude, for me, that's a good one. Joanna in Arizona says James Bond. That's a pretty solid pick. Yeah. I'm a bigger Felix Leiter guy myself, but I digress. All right, that was a great edition of Let's Rock. Thank you so much, Rock, for your questions. Phenomenal stuff. I think we really got to know Tanya a little bit more, and that is phenomenal stuff. Let's get back over to the NFL because we got a huge slate this weekend, and let's just start with this. Rock, can you put up any of the divisions right now? Because
Pick your favorite.
The NFC is all over the place. The AFC is all over the place. Look at your Pats right there. What do you think about your Pats right now, especially after the loss last week to the Bills? What are you feeling about this team?
I think that this is a clear could win a playoff game team. And when you go from 4 wins to this, it's kind of, I genuinely, I'm not going to sit here and act like I thought that this was where they were going to be.
Yeah.
I had no idea. 10 wins in a row, that was not something I had on the bingo card. And so there's clearly, I think that they're a better constructed, more well-built team than the Bills. I think that when you get into the playoffs and you have veteran playoff experience, it is incredibly underrated, specifically in the NFL. It is really, that's why the Chiefs were such an issue for so long, because regardless of how, they didn't have a great regular season last season, they get into the playoffs and they know how to play playoff games, and there's a weird thing that happens there. And I do think the Bills are better equipped to make a deep run purely because of that. But if there were, I'll just say this, I'll put it on the record on your podcast. If the Patriots and the Bills meet again in the playoffs, the Patriots will beat them.
Okay.
So they should not want that.
Dude, here's the thing. I feel like if this doesn't happen for the Bills this year, especially with the Chiefs down and an open AFC, it's over.
Who was I?
This is your window.
Were you guys talking about it on your podcast where it was I can't remember who it was I was listening to, but the idea that Josh Allen might leave the Bills.
We were talking about that. I don't see that
I
world,
don't see it
but
either.
some others do.
I think Buffalo is too much a part of his brand at this point, and he's too early on in his career. You don't leave this early. You got to have one more contract. But there is no excuse for the Bills not to make the Super Bowl this year.
And correct me if I'm wrong, are your Patriots playing at Baltimore this week?
They are.
And you mind showing everybody the shirt you're wearing, considering the fact that's your Patriots and you're sitting here absolutely rocking a Lamar shirt?
Yeah.
What is happening?
So here's the thing. Lamar Jackson's my favorite NFL player that's not a Patriot.
Okay.
He's been my favorite, and he is my favorite NFL player. If you had to say, who do you like to watch play football individually the most in the NFL? It's Lamar Jackson. Big Lamar Jackson guy, big Lamar Jackson defender. I'm known for this. This is part of my thing. It's one of my big sort of hills I die on. And I don't like when the Patriots have to play the Ravens for said reason. I will not be repping Lamar and the Ravens on Sunday. It hurts my heart. It hurts my soul. I don't love it. So I'm honoring him today on camera as a sort of apology to the universe.
Oh, I thought it was more like, this is the last time. Goodbye, my king.
No, just as an apology to the universe that I am then going to switch up everything I stand on 99% of the time and root against him on when he plays the Patriots.
Okay, that is fair.
Yeah.
I appreciate that. Now, looking out throughout the rest of the league, this is a big weekend for the 49ers.
Yeah.
Where do you think the NFC is actually going to end up? Because jockeying for position in the NFC right now is wild. The Bears are right there. The Seahawks clearly at 12-3.
Yeah.
The Rams falling off the way they did. But looking at the 49ers at 10-4, is there a world that you see the Niners leapfrogging the Rams?
No. I don't buy the 49ers. The 49ers, so this is the problem with Kyle Shanahan. He giveth and he taketh away because he is such a good coach. His system is so well-oiled, and he is so good at designing for whoever he has. He knows exactly what he needs to do to win these games. He really is such a good head coach. They do not have the guys. They do not have the dudes. This is not a team that can, I don't think they can overtake the division, and I also don't think that they can make a deep run in the playoffs because of where the rest of the NFC is at. It is as good as we've ever seen it.
Yeah.
The NFC West and the NFC North are stacked. like for the Bears to be where they're at right now and their first year with Ben Johnson is crazy.
It really is. It's a blast too.
And so like, no, I don't buy the 49ers as a real contender. I don't think that they're as good as the Seahawks or the Rams.
Well, you just mentioned you got Packers at Bears. What do you think about this series? What do you think? I mean, with Micah gone, listen, I'm now fully on the Bears at this point because watching that team last week with Micah on the field and Micah off the field, that was a tale of two. It was as Dickensian as it gets.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, the Bears, we just don't talk about defense anymore, and the Bears defense is insane. And the Bears defense is always insane. And now they have an offense that actually, like, it's balanced. They're running the ball well. Ben Johnson has it cooking. It's not just Caleb Williams taking a leap. Like, not having a Dunze is, like, he needs to get healthy. Like, not having him healthy is a problem. But, like, I was saying to you about the MVP thing, like, this is going to be, I promise you, this is going to be an NFL playoffs where a defense destroys somebody we didn't know could be destroyed. Because defensively, these teams are really, really good, and the Bears are crazy.
They're fun.
They're just so dynamic on both sides of the ball. So I think the Bears actually, they could make one of those weird like runs to the championship game, like the Jaguars have made in the past, different teams have made, where you're just like, how did you end up there? Because they just have that level of dynamism, and if they get the right matchup, the Bears and the Rams have the most well-rounded teams. The Rams just have bad special teams.
Rock's getting some love for the old school logos he's throwing up. Good job, Rock. People are noticing. People are noticing.
Did I miss your ugly 49ers?
Oh, yeah. Which way? Did you throw the 49ers one? Did you throw that one in there? Yes, that's good shit.
Oh, I love it.
Good shit. Here's a game that I don't know what it is about these two teams that I just despise so much, and obviously one of them is the head coach for being one of the reasons, but we got Jags against the Broncos, a game I never would have circled at any point of this year.
I can't believe how much you and I are like bonding over how much we hate these random head coaches, because I also hate Liam.
I can't stand him. You mean the guy that went out there and Duval?
Duval has haunted me in a way I can't describe.
Oh,
so
creepy.
I'm with you.
Creepy.
Yeah.
I just hate Jacksonville.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't hate Jacksonville. I don't buy them.
Yeah.
And I don't
trust Trevor Lawrence even a little.
No, I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, and I don't, I love that Jacoby Myers has made a huge difference for them offensively. Like, love that for Jacoby. He deserves it. But,
Yes, he does.
I don't buy them, and I don't trust Trevor Lawrence, and I don't think he's in the category of there's so many. I think Sam Darnold's better than him.
The fact that he was the highest paid quarterback of all time granted, it was roughly 3 weeks. I don't care. The fact that he was the highest paid quarterback of all time is fucking
yeah, but like so was like Jimmy Garoppolo. It just happens every time.
Oh, I remember that. We don't need. At least Jimmy's sexy, okay?
Yeah, well, that's so true. And you should be paid for being sexy.
I agree, and he was.
I've been saying
very well.
Handsomely. Get it? Did you see what I did there?
I fucking hate my team so much.
Also, I will say I want the Broncos to lose because it helps the Patriots.
I want the Broncos to lose just because I want to see their head coach in pain.
No, that's fine. But he also, I don't know that he seems like a sociopath.
Yeah, I mean, you've seen Hellraiser, right?
Yeah.
That's all I got to say.
So I want them to lose. I also want their bad offense to eventually bite them in the ass, and it seems like it's never going to happen. Again, a defense that is like really impressive.
You want a game that I would have had circled this weekend in pure... I mean, I'm still have it circled in excitement, but last week, if things went different last week, because the Saints just don't want me to enjoy life, I really wanted to see this Panthers team take first place.
I did too.
And now they're a game behind the Bucs, and they're playing the Bucs. So yeah, it's an important game.
Yeah.
But this would have been two tied teams going in and I'm a little disappointed that it's more of an equalizer game for the
It's
Panthers.
hard for me because I really like what the Panthers have done, and it's like so nice to see Bryce Young and that team come together. I just like their roster, and that what is his Dave? What is his name? Whatever their head coach's name is that I can't think of right now. Canales is like nobody talks about him. And what he's done for Bryce Young and for that team that honestly the Panthers have not done anything in so long is really impressive, and no one talks about him. Weird guy, lot going on there. Interesting though.
I saw the book.
The other side
very
of it is
handsome.
Handsome.
Yeah,
So
but the book is weird shit.
The book is weird.
The book is weird, dude.
He's a weird guy, but then on the other hand, I love Baker Mayfield, and I also like have a Todd Bowles agenda that I've been working on. I really like Todd Bowles, so it's my heart is torn It's probably going to go with Baker in the end because I like a shithead shit talker.
I love it. I love it. Last thing I definitely want to mention before we move on. It's not likely. And last week, I had more fun watching a football game than I think I've had in the last couple of years. And because watching Old Man Rivers try to work in that pocket and watching his real old guy fist pump like he was Kirk Gibson limping around the bases after he threw that touchdown pass. I mean this from the bottom of my heart. I've never rooted for Phillip Rivers in my entire life.
Yeah.
I hated Phillip Rivers when he was on
Sure.
on the Chargers. I never rooted harder for a guy ever than the way I did last week. Now the Colts have to win out to make the playoffs. I don't see a universe it happens because they got a hell of a schedule going forward. But don't you want this Disney movie to take place?
I don't. I
Come
really
on!
don't.
You're
No.
no fucking fun.
I know. I really am. So the nostalgia aspect of Phillip Rivers coming back is like, I mean, it's funny. It's like a thing. And I'm kind of opposite of you. I always was like, hey, Phillip Rivers is pretty like legit. And I liked the Chargers enough when they weren't losing to the Patriots. It was like I could root for them. They never presented a real threat to the team that I rooted for, so I didn't have to hate him.
Mm-hmm.
And now, like, I could throw a better football right now. I mean, the way he looks,
wasn't looking
I've
great.
never seen somebody that big have to put that much effort into throwing a ball 7 yards. Like, it's painful for me to watch.
It was rough.
It was rough.
I loved it.
Rough.
Couldn't
And
get
then,
enough.
like, the falling over, just like
Oh,
falling
the
over.
fall over was so great.
The falling over. I will say the press conference redeemed it a little bit for me. The post game where he's just like trying to sell us on the
almost
American dream,
won.
trying to sell us on the American dream of being 45 and rich with a lot of kids
With
and
10
getting to play
kids.
football again.
10 children at home.
I mean, I'm not mad about it, but I promise you, I like football too much to watch that man play football in 2025. It's too boring.
Northside 5 says, ugh, the Patriots smugness. Cute little Chargers. You can't beat them. Yeah.
Hey, they could do
This
it
one.
it could be this year. Justin Herbert could get us. He could be.
He's
he
not
could be
going
the.
to. I know what Justin Herbert is in January.
Justin Herbert is just Phillip Rivers
He
again.
just is. Any Charger quarterback in January turns into a pumpkin very fast.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's it for our football roundup for going into this weekend. Big weekend in football, but let's do some quick shiggles. How about that, Rock? This is a segment where we're shits and giggling about something, and my shiggle today is because a TikToker put out a whole thing after going to Dave & Buster's in New York City and noticed something a little problematic. And the problematic thing was she was using a specific kiosk to pay her bill. And it gives the option, you know how you go to any place, they give you the option, well, not even a person handing you, which I do think is weird. I do want to ask you a question about when they hand you the thing and they give you the percentages you can give for a tip. Mm-hmm. Well, this kiosk gave the option of doing the percentages. So she clicked 20%, which is usually customary for a tip these days. And she then started doing the math on what the tip was and what 20% is. So she took her bill and she actually looked and said, no, this tip that you made me just give is actually 36%. So she tried to redo the math and come to find out it's all a mess. And so now it's starting to be speculated, is Dave & Buster's trying to pull a fast one, or is this just a one-time thing? My question is not necessarily off that. It's more just about tipping in general.
Okay.
I hate... I love the idea that it's very easy to swipe your card these days.
Yeah.
But boy, do I hate when a server comes to me, hands me the thing, and just sits there looking at me as I'm doing the keypad, going like, you're going to do 25, right? You're going to do 25. And I feel bullied. I was going to do 25 anyways, but I feel fucking bullied into hitting the 25.
You don't like the pressure.
It's hard. I don't like it. The pressure's really, I'd rather be like on a jury on a life or death case than do that.
Yeah.
I hate it so much.
Well, it's just very like man. I feel like it's like you haven't had enough problems in your life. Like that's something that stresses you out.
It
Like,
does
that's
stress
weird.
me out because I
You need
worked
a
in the
struggle.
service industry.
You need bigger struggles.
No. I worked in the service
I did
industry
too.
and I bartended, I
Yeah.
bounced, I was a server, I
Yeah.
did all of it. And I think it's important to tip really well,
Yeah.
especially if somebody's working really hard and they're not making the biggest paychecks in the
Yeah.
world. I know I made those paychecks.
But you don't like that you might have to undertip them in
I
front of
don't
them.
like that they're bullies now. I don't.
But-
and they are. They're fucking bullies now.
They can't leave their device with you.
Yes, they
gotta stand
can and
there.
they should.
They gotta stand there and wait for you to
No,
tip.
because they're not doing that for the device sake. They don't care about the device. They
What?
care about bullying me into making sure I give them $4 extra.
Isn't it only stressful if you weren't going to give them as much?
But I was going to give them
So
this
then
much.
why are you stressed?
Because it's the implication of what they think of me.
You think it's personal. See,
It
that's
is
what I'm saying.
personal. They're looking at me like this guy doesn't tip. Fuck you. Yes, I do. Get out of here while I do it quietly.
I wouldn't think you weren't a tipper. I know what a non-tipper looks like. Well, they're all over 60, like for the most part.
Yes.
But like, yeah, no, I would trust you with a tip.
But they don't. They're sitting there hawking me like they're making sure I hit that 25.
We live in LA, dude. There's some cheap. The more money you have out here, the worse a tipper you are. I endorse standing over those MFers and forcing them to tip. I have never seen a city more mad that they have to give people their money. I mean, the people here are just horrific.
Yes, but you know this. You know
Tippers.
the people that are the worst people in LA. And like, I'm a very unique LA guy.
Yeah.
In that I'm from LA, and I'm actually like third and fourth generation LA.
Yeah.
Like my grandparents are from here. One of my great grandparents and one of my sons was from. Like it's just, I'm from LA.
Yeah.
You know this, and you're not one of the people that I'm overgeneralizing
Right.
on. But you know the worst people in LA are the people that moved here and are just
100%.
assholes.
100%. I mean, that is the entire thing, is that when you meet people from LA, it's not the same vibe.
Mm-hmm.
That's a LA local that's the real deal.
Mm-hmm.
But it's also not just the people who move here. It's like the people who move here and the people who make money. The more money they have,
Yeah.
I don't know what it is, but $20 seems to mean more to people with 200 million than it does to people with 200.
It's wild, isn't it?
It's crazy.
Yeah, I mean, well, they didn't. I guess they didn't get the $200 million by giving it away. So I guess that's the thing.
$20 at a time to servers.
I didn't
That's not-
say it was right. I said they're assholes. I feel like you're not. I'm not defending them. Just pointing it out.
I don't know, man. I think you got to get over this social anxiety. We got to get you on something.
By the way, Corey in Colorado, the tipping on takeout orders pisses me off to no end. Yes, I agree with that. Fuck
On
that.
takeout orders, I agree. Takeout when you go and pick it up
You should not have to tip.
and I still do it because I'm like, I don't know, maybe.
So do I, because I feel bullied.
But I don't tip as much. I will say, I'm like, I'll throw them like a 10% or like even sometimes a 5% depending on what it is. But delivery, I over tip. If you're bringing me my
I
food,
do
I
tip well on
over tip
delivery,
big,
yes.
big, big time. If I'm going to sit on my ass in my house, congrats. Thank you so much.
Tanya, what are you shiggling about?
Oh, I'll tell you, this had me cackling, and of course it's NFL related because my whole life is taken up from NFL. But this, so someone tweets that he talked to a Jets executive. Darnold has never valued the ball, dating back to high school. Always been his MO, despite all his size and tools, will cost them in the playoffs. Jets executive to me recently on Sam Darnold. Sometimes you just are who you are. And this is the best part of this. Someone wrote underneath, why exactly are we asking Jets executives about the playoffs?
That's a very, very good question.
And it had me thinking, there are two thoughts. First of all, that's amazing. Absolutely. I don't care what the Jets blew it with Sam Darnold, and now we're going to take their advice on Sam. No, we're not doing that. Like no, you absolutely not. But the bigger thing is,
was that Brick or Jack or John? Which one of the kids said that?
right?
Which one of the Johnson boys said that?
And but the bigger thing that I was thinking about was I was like, I could get on this podcast and talk about how they have no idea what they're doing. They screwed everything up with Sam Darnold, whatever else. And I can give you my opinion about Sam Darnold. And I will get less crap for it because I am not an NFL GM than a qualified NFL GM will get for it. And I think it's so funny that there's like a new phrase that I want to come up with that is essentially like, there's plausible deniability. I'm going to call it plausible success.
Okay.
There is a small chance that I could be a better GM than whoever runs the Jets.
I don't think it's a small chance.
It's a small chance, and we'll never know. So I am given the benefit of the doubt that I might be better than whoever is currently poorly running the Jets.
Uh-huh.
They are clearly way more qualified than me. They clearly know everything there is to know. Mm-hmm. But because they're among the worst of 32 dudes who do the job,
They're very bad.
technically you can't say that I wouldn't be better.
I agree.
And so I can talk more shit about Sam. I can say what I want about Sam Darnold and be given more credit from the general public than the dude who's running an NFL team. And I like that I'm workshopping the theory, but I do think that there's something to be said for not having done the job. So technically, you could have been better.
There's something here. I think there's something here. Rock, what are you shiggling about, my guy?
I guess my shiggle, I kind of alluded to it earlier, would be there's this whole subject I have this whole new understanding for now, and I have all this history and all these players and all this stuff to learn about now. Like last night, I was telling Cody before the show, I looked up Bottlegate, the Browns, and I think it was Jacksonville, right? But yeah, it was great. Now I have all these old legends to learn about, so I'm excited for that.
Yeah.
And,
Also, you can look up how often dildos have been thrown on the field at Bills games.
More than you think.
Really?
Is
that a
answer.
thing?
Yes.
It is.
Oh, I'm very intrigued.
Also, look up Jason Giambi's golden thong.
What?
Oh,
We'll throw that on there too.
Wow. Okay.
No.
Yeah. Shane's saying no. I'm getting a hard no from Shane.
No, don't do it, brother.
Okay, I won't. But yeah, if you guys have any, throw them my way because I'm on a little rabbit hole.
Go home, Malice in the Palace, dude. You'll have
Hell
so
yeah.
much fun.
No, I got
You're
it
gonna
now.
have so much fun with Malice in the Palace. There's nothing like it.
It's one of those moments. It's one of those like if social media had existed.
Like, dude, I don't know. The world might have ended if social media existed at the time.
Okay, yeah, I gotta look into it. Damn.
Shane, what are you shiggling about?
Yeah, I'm shiggling about Rocky learning sports. I'm
I know about the
throwing
MLB.
out I get it, but I'm throwing out my original shiggle. I'll save it for next week to shiggle about Rocky learning sports. Rocky, look up Robert Kraft massage.
Yes,
Kraft.
Oh,
with a K.
You'll love it.
I know. I do remember
don't know
hearing
about
about
this?
these things, like Deflategate. I remember hearing about Kraft getting busted for the massage parlor shit. Yeah, okay.
I will
some
say
homework.
I
right.
endorse Robert Kraft's slander up and down.
Really?
Yeah, I hate him.
Okay.
I just hate that I'm an Air Force Ones guy, and he rocks a lot of Air Force Ones, and I feel like I'm guilty by association.
You are.
That's
Well,
fucked.
those are orthopedics, Cody. It's a little bit different. They're orthopedics.
That
It's
is
a little
true.
bit different.
That is true. I
true.
feel good about that. By the way, this is actually true. A kid recently told me, "Oh, you wear Air Force Ones? That's old guy."
Yep, just heard this.
Bullshit. That kid was wearing Dunks. Those are shitty Air Force Ones.
They have no idea what they're
These
doing.
kids don't know shit.
They
These
have
kids
no
don't
style.
know shit. Hey,
6'7".
Oh my.
all right, I want to bring this up real quick, Shay, because I think it's really important. Are you excited about the Indiana Bears? Because I know I am.
Dude, wake me up when just tell me where they're playing. just can you believe that this team is 10-4
Yes.
on the verge of a massive playoff berth? Still the possibility of owning the NFC and getting a bye. And Kevin Warren, who has had a pretty successful history of building stadiums, is dropping this story right now, when your team is 10-4, just so you can try to get leverage against, I don't know, whether it be the governor, J.B. Pritzker, whether it be Brandon Johnson, the mayor of Chicago, whether it be Arlington Heights government. Can you believe that he's doing this shit right now?
Yes, I can.
It's so unfair.
That it's the first time he's had leverage in like 30 years. Of course he's doing this shit right now.
Dude, it's so incredibly frustrating. Tanya, what's the global perception of the Bears stadium deal?
Well, global, you mean like just across the country, I imagine.
Yes.
They care about this in
National.
Barcelona.
I'm sorry, national.
Yeah,
National.
no, I mean, realistically, this is a tale as old as time, I fear. Owners being stupid about stadiums, trying to relocate them, trying to figure out where, and like using, subsidies and everything else to do it is a tale as old as time. The thing that's uniquely frustrating about the Bears is that the Bears are so iconic. And to me, the Bears are the type of team that needs to be in Chicago. This is one of the oldest franchises in the NFL, and they've stayed the Chicago Bears for a really long time. I don't know why you would mess with this success. The subsidies and all that stuff, like I understand the Bears are kind of poor comparatively speaking to the like other teams. But like the crying poor when you're only worth this amount, like you're like, oh,
Just
we're
a
only close
couple
to
of
$1 billion, and like,
Sure,
it's
yeah.
it's really exhausting. There's only 2 stadiums in all of the NFL that were privately funded by the owner, and everyone else has been subsidized. So everybody's gone through this process. It just, you don't usually see it with teams that are so established in their city, that are such a like genuinely.
Yeah,
I mean, the
the
Rams had
Bears.
already moved to St.
But they
Louis
were,
when
but they
moved
were in
back,
Orange
and it was
County though. Like they weren't.
Right, there was
they,
all this
they were
moving
like they were
around.
like the way the Angels are to Los Angeles.
Right, but the Bears are Chicago.
Yes.
Through and through. And it's crazy because Bears fans are genuinely like, there's an identity that has existed to the Bears for so long, regardless of the fact that they haven't won anything in 40 years. Like, they really have maintained such a strong identity. It's bizarre that you would nickel and dime, but that's what these billionaires do, and they do it across the league.
They really do. They really do. We love billionaires on this show. Hey, Shane, what do you say we do a couple of your quick hitters before we wrap it all up, my man?
Okay, sounds good to me. So Geno Smith the other day said he expects to win a ton more games as the quarterback of the Oakland Raiders. What's the worst lie you've ever told at work?
That I wasn't getting fired from SiriusXM.
Who did you tell that you weren't getting fired?
A few people. But I didn't get fired. So actually, it was true. Hey. What's the worst lie I have ever told at work? Dude, you know, I don't know if I've ever told bad lies, but I will, like, we always joke like that we're a hockey show. Michelle and I don't know shit about hockey. We truly do not. Our hockey fandom is very, very much open to interpretation and very purchasable if you are a fan of a certain team. Mm-hmm. You can get me to root for your team right now. Last year, I jumped on the Toronto Maple Leafs, even though every listener said, don't do it, they're going to hurt you. And they did. Yeah. I tried to jump on Edmonton afterwards because I just didn't want Florida to win another thing, although I was thrilled to see that we had a wonderful look into Elbow Room, the bar that's down there in Fort Lauderdale. Mm-hmm. That being said, the fact that I've ever said anything about hockey is a full-on fucking lie. I have not really watched hockey well since like 2008.
Okay, so yeah, you're just buffaloing your way through that.
Yes.
Anytime you're talking about hockey, you're just straight up acting like you've even watched a game recently.
I mean, I will casually maybe put one on in the background.
Do you know the rules?
Yes, I know the rules of hockey.
Okay.
I used to be a hockey fan. I used to play hockey as a kid.
All right, so
I just kind of got off. You know what got me off of hockey? Mm-hmm. It was that long 1.5-year strike.
Yeah.
That 1.5-year strike happened at a very important time in my life. I was getting ready to go to college, play baseball, and at that point, like, my fandom just kind of went away. I was a huge Kings fan as a kid. I used to go to the Great Western Forum to watch Kings games, especially in the early 90s when Gretzky got here. But hockey just really fell off for me after that strike. And I know I'm not right for that. I'm just being honest.
Yeah, that's fair. I don't think I genuinely don't think I've ever told a like meaningful lie at work, which is probably part of my issue. I am honest and blunt to a fault. And I should learn to lie more, but I don't like to. Not that I don't mind. I love a good personal life lie. I be lying. Mm-hmm. In my personal life.
Oh yeah, of course.
You will not catch me either. You will not catch me slipping.
Well done.
But in a workspace, I was talking about this earlier, like, so much of what I do is giving my opinions, and I just don't really have an interest in like faking.
Yeah, no, I try to be as honest with people as much as I can, especially in this sphere, because
I mean, even you just try to call yourself out on hockey, and you're like, no, I literally know so much about hockey.
No,
I
don't know so
actually
much.
actively watch it right this moment. That's not really you're not even really lying. You're just
I'm doing my best to placate certain people in that respect.
I think we're both a little too into
honest.
our own takes.
Yeah.
Like we trust what we're saying, so we're not gonna.
So I freely admit when I don't know shit. I'm happy to not know shit.
One time have to pretend I knew who I was meeting in a green room. Did know who they were. Had to pretend I did. Still don't remember who they were. Mm-hmm. Still, that's how.
When I met what is his name? The not NASCAR rider. The other racing
rider. NASCAR rider.
Yeah, driver.
I didn't know they had riders.
Newgarden. Yeah, you never been a passenger, huh? You're missing out. Anyways, Newgarden we had on our show a bunch.
Okay.
And when we were especially in New York City, because SiriusXM has their NASCAR team, and Newgarden won a couple of the Indy 500s, and we had him on, and I did shake his hand and said, "Big fan." No idea who he was.
No idea. That's every time Coward had to interview like a soccer player.
Yeah.
oh my God, he finally figured out who the soccer players were, and he like started to get into it. But for early on, when I was working there, I had no clue. He would really, you know what? I like when people can pull it out.
My mom just said, you played hockey as a kid? Good to know. Yes, I played street hockey literally every weekend, Mom. You drove me to Franklin Elementary to do it. I'm sorry you don't remember that
She's
shit.
calling you out for not being a pure hockey player.
Jesus, it wasn't ice hockey, you're right, but fuck, lady.
But have you seen the movie Miracle?
Yes.
Yeah.
Love Miracle.
One of my favorite sports movies. So if you like Miracle, then to me, you're a good enough hockey fan.
My favorite TV show is Shoresy.
Okay. Oh, yeah, sure.
Like Shoresy's the best show of all time.
It's incredible.
It's an incredible show. Rocky, have you watched Shoresy yet?
No.
Dude,
I'll get on it.
go watch fucking Shoresy.
You have so much homework, Rocky.
I
Like,
do.
I'm
I have
honestly
a
kind
lot of shit to
I'm
do.
like
A lot
of
stressed for
homework.
you.
A lot of homework.
Yeah, like me tipping. Shane, any more?
Yeah, let's do one more. So Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul is tonight.
Yes.
Boxing and the UFC and MMA and contact sports are synonymous with pay-per-view events, right?
Yes.
What sport do you think will be the first to host a pay-per-view championship?
Oh.
Whoa.
Oh,
You know,
that's...
listen, dude. Would you put it past the NFL? I sure as
They
shit
don't have
wouldn't.
to, though. They make so much money on those
I know they
ads.
don't need to, but at some
But
they love
it
their
make
money.
More, Tanya.
Would they, though? Because, like,
If they
Yes.
put the Super Bowl on pay-per-view, you know we're all buying it.
no, we are, but I guarantee you lose 50 million viewers by doing that.
Probably, but you
Because
probably made
so
50
many
billion
people
more.
will casually watch it, but they'll go for the party, they'll go for the whatever.
You're right.
But if now all of a sudden you have to pay, like I know so many people just in my life anecdotally who would just be like, I don't care. I only was watching it because of the commercials or the whatever, and like they won't miss out.
Mm-hmm.
So I feel like if it were, you know what it's gonna be? It's gonna be like the Masters. It's gonna.
I can see that. I can see Live Golf going
fans
like,
would-
yeah, we
Golf
got our
fans
new
would 100%
championship.
Great
Pay
call.
us. Yeah,
They would do that. They're the worst.
yeah.
Good call.
You mean the Saudi Arabian money? It doesn't usually lead to pleasant things.
No, it's ruining. It's ruining golf, WWE. It's ruining everything.
What,
America.
you telling me Crown Jewel isn't great every year?
Crown Jewel.
Oh, I'm just glad Paramount didn't win the buyout.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Seriously. Seriously.
All right, well, there were Shane's quick hitters. All right, guys. Rock, let's go ahead and reflect, my man.
Okay, coming up, reflections.
Reflections. I'm going to keep mine very, very simple. My reflection is really just about this week. This has been a really fun week. I've gotten to work with some really cool people that I've known and people that I've actually never technically met in person, such as yourself. I had a blast working with you today, and I just thank you so much for coming on today. And I had fun working with you, and I look forward to doing it again.
Yeah. No, I will just steal your reflection. This was great. I love vibing with somebody in these spaces and content creation and talking about sports and in creating, podcast spaces, whatever. I've been doing this for a long time, just like you have. And neither one of us is really one of those people who has to pretend that, we're, I'll do content with people all day long, but you can't fake chemistry. You can't fake the fact that you get along with people. And it's just, gotta be honest, LA, not the best place to make new friends. And what you guys witnessed today was the development of a beautiful friendship,
Indeed.
I think.
There it is.
And so you saw it happen. There's our first moments on camera.
True.
And that is a special thing to get to do.
That's right. So
And-
Rocky and you are just the best of friends.
Yes. Oh, no, Rocky, he's already
You're
number
not
one
taking
above
Rocky
you.
from me. You're not taking Rocky from me.
But he's
Rocky's
already
mine.
But he's already ranking so high.
Well, no shit.
So-
I've bet him. Look at his
Yeah.
hair. Go look. Get a
Incredible
camera on Rocky.
hair.
Get a
Incredible
look.
hair.
Look at
the flow.
Harrington right
Look at the
there.
flow.
By the way, a lot of our listeners have referred to him as Mr. Harrington from Stranger Things with
Which
that
is-
hair.
You know what he
crazy honor.
you know what he's giving? He's giving Rufio from Hook.
Wow, that's an honor.
Dude,
Thank you so
Rocky,
much.
pack it in. Go home.
Thank
You're
you
never
so
doing
much.
better than
No,
this.
That's amazing. That is an
It's the
amazing.
greatest moment of Rocky's fucking
Thank
life.
you.
Huge.
Wow.
Rufio's amazing.
Rock, what
And
are
I
you
know the
reflecting on?
compliment I'm
And,
giving. I
and if
do.
it's not you being called Rufio, get the fuck out.
I mean, I kind of have to change it to that, right? No, I mean, yeah. On top of that, I think this week has gone fantastic, and I'm super thankful for everyone that's come in and hosted the show with us and made it that much more fun to do. So, yeah, we had a great week, and Christmas is next week. So we'll see what happens. But yeah, thanks everyone for stopping by, and it's been a great week.
It has been. It has been. Shaner, talk to me, my guy.
Yeah, reflecting on the opportunity to be doing this with you guys in this period of unemployment, it's wonderful to have something to do that's very fun every single day. So reflecting on that.
Dude, love you right back. And what can I say? By the way, this is our first ever Friday show. Maybe it becomes a thing. You never know.
Sure.
That is it for us today. I mean, this was just a blast, Tanya. I can't thank you enough for joining us live. I mean, truly cannot wait to have you back. Got to get you in here with Michelle in here, obviously.
I mean,
we'll get that done.
Is the world ready?
As soon as humanly possible. Michelle, by the way, will be back with us live on Monday. She is on her way to San Antonio, Texas to enjoy some family life for the holidays. But we will be live Monday and Tuesday next week, off the rest of the week. In fact, we're only going to be live Monday and Tuesday the next 2 weeks, but there might be a New Year's Eve show. So stick around and look out for that. That could take place. You doing anything New Year's Eve?
Might be here.
There might be a New Year's Eve show coming your way. But guys, look out for the podcast. Like, share, and subscribe wherever you get your podcasts. We got Spotify, we got Stitcher, you got Apple Podcasts, wherever you get them. Not to mention like, share, and subscribe right here on YouTube, on Twitch, wherever you get it. And of course, look out for clips. We're going to be putting a lot of clips on all our social medias. Make sure you follow at Beadle and Decker. And of course, follow Tanya Ray Fox everywhere she is, because her videos are absolutely badass and, quite frankly, really informative. So, Rock, if you want to learn about sports,
I'm your guy.
I think I know where.
There you go. All right. Well, anything else you want to say to call it today?
That's it. I mean, this was such a delightful little like holiday vibe to end it, where we're all grateful for things.
Yeah.
Like, I want to leave it there because I don't want to mess with success.
Well, guys, that is it for us. We will see you next week. R.I.P. Estelle Getty.